You are tuning in 10 minutes of BPTV News, brought to you by Bình Phước Television Station and Newspaper, and with you with the latest news for today. Bình Phước intellectual contribute to party government building. Reporting campaigns museum holds historical values. 41 new projects of broad lesson in first 4 months. Vietnamese cultural heritage introduced to UNESCO community. The Standing Board of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee of Bình Phước Province had hosted a meeting with local intellectuals to contribute ideas to the building of the party and government in 2023.
Local intellectuals provided a range of constructive feedback on party and government building, pointing to restrictions in the development of party members and suggesting more drastic measures be introduced to improve the implementation of party activities at the grassroots level. Regarding the prevention of corruption and negative phenomena, participants recommended setting up advisory groups on the effective implementation of the party's guidelines and the state's laws and policies. This aims to provide legal consultation to the public. The intellectuals suggested adopting a regulation on coordination between departments, agencies, and mass organizations in the province to resolve any overlaps. They also contributed their opinions on economic development, land matters, non-agricultural land use taxes, administrative procedures, issues related to boosting control in residential areas, and policies on the standing military and the elderly. In transportation, they believe it is necessary to adopt specific plans for the prompt and effective implementation of key projects.
The Bình Phước Department of Information and Communications had held an information security and incident response drill. Some 40 IT officials from departments and agencies across the province took part in the event.
During the drill, security experts presented a hypothetical situation in which hackers attack and download malicious code, encrypt data on the server, and change the interface of the provincial administrative reform website. 40 IT officers were divided into 4 teams and tasked with investigating and resolving the problem, restoring the old interface, and reporting on the incident. The exercise was carried out using a realistic model and process to develop the necessary skills to handle real-life situations. It aimed to help local authorities and IT officers improve their capacity to protect information security and increase readiness to detect and handle cyber attacks.
In order to preserve and promote the historical values of the country and contribute to educating future generations on revolutionary traditions, Phước Long Town in the southeastern province of Bình Phước had built a road fording Phước Long Campaigns Museum displaying diverse historical artifacts.
The museum houses some 1,200 historical artifacts and images relating to Road 14 Phước Long campaign, including those depicting the land, people, culture, and historical traditions of Phước Long. It features 2 exhibition areas. The outdoor area displays the spoils of the U.S. and their puppies, as well as the military weapons of the Liberation Army. This space also provides a visually attractive location for visitors to take photos. Meanwhile, the indoor area features pictures, artifacts, and documents that represent the preparation, progress, and results of the Road 14 Phước Long campaign. It highlights the contributions made by the army and people of Phước Long during the campaign. Various images and artifacts are on display, presenting information that helps visitors better understand the campaign. Each image and artifact holds significant historical and cultural value, helping enrich the knowledge of visitors, especially researchers.
President Võ Văn Thưởng and a high-ranking delegation of Vietnam lay a wreath at a plaque commemorating late President Ho Chi Minh at New Zealand House on Haymarket Street in London on May 5th morning local time as part of his trip to the UK to attend the coronation of King Charles III.
The 19-story New Zealand House on Haymarket, located at the centre of London, was built on the ground of Carlton Hotel, a luxury hotel operating from 1899 to 1940. Where the late leader of Vietnam worked as a kitchen hand. Many other places in London were also associated with President Ho Chi Minh during that time, including Drayton Court Hotel, Soho Square, and Marx Memorial Library. On the same day, the president visited the British Museum, a historical site, where Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, Lenin, and many great thinkers came to work and study, in the process of construction and completion of theory of scientific communism. The British Museum is considered one of the largest museums in the world, displaying many precious antiques, from many different dynasties and countries.
Vietnam and Luxembourg both have potential to collaborate in many areas, especially finance, logistics, and sustainable development to adaptation to climate change, heard the Vietnam-Luxembourg Business Forum held in Ho Chi Minh City on May 5th.
At the Vietnam-Luxembourg Business Forum, Prime Minister Xavier Bettel highlighted Vietnam as an important partner of Luxembourg in many aspects. He said, Vietnam has become one of the most dynamic economies in the region and the world. The forum is a good chance for businesses to exchange information and contribute to the effective economic cooperation between the two countries, he said. Minister of Industry and Trade Nguyen Hong Dien said, over the past 50 years, Vietnam and Luxembourg have enjoyed growing friendship and expanding trade and investment partnership. Vietnam is the 8th largest trade partner of Luxembourg outside the EU, while Luxembourg is Vietnam's 3rd largest EU investor. At the forum, businesses of the two countries signed their Memoranda of Understanding on Cooperation. This is expected to pave the way for the expansion of bilateral economic ties in the future.
In the first 4 months of this year, Vietnam saw 41 new projects across license, with the investment from Vietnam reaching $140 million, a decline of 51% compared with that of the same period last year.
Investment capital adjustments were made at 11 projects, increasing by $13.5 million in capital. Vietnam's foreign investment, consisting of both new investments and adjusted ones, reached $153 million in the first 4 months of this year, a drop of 53% year-on-year. According to the General Statistics Office, in the first 4 months of 2023, investment capital from the state budget was estimated at $5.6 billion, equaling 19% of the yearly plan, and increasing by 18% over the same period last year. Meanwhile, total foreign investment capital registered in Vietnam, as of April 20th, reached $8.9 billion, marking a year-on-year decrease of 18%. Foreign direct investment capital in Vietnam, in the first 4 months of 2023, was $5.9 billion, down over 1% over the same period last year.
Cultural heritage and the image of Vietnam, a country with development, renovation, dynamism, and unique national identity, were introduced to international friends during a recent event in Paris, France.
The event drew more than 100 ambassadors and representatives from countries to UNESCO. Within the event's framework, an exhibition was held to introduce UNESCO-recognized cultural heritage. The participants had the chance to enjoy Vietnamese folk music and traditional puppetry performances, as well as special dishes of Vietnam. The Vietnamese cultural beauty left a deep impression on the audience. Continuous applause from the audience made the artists so happy and a bit surprised. Currently, Vietnam is serving as a member of the UNESCO Intergovernmental Committee for Safeguarding the Intangible Cultural Heritage and Vice Chair of the UNESCO Intergovernmental Committee at the 2005 Convention for the Protection and Promotion of the Diversity of Cultural Expressions. Vietnam is racing for a seat at the UNESCO World Heritage Committee for the 2023-2027 period, to which members will be elected in November 2023.
And that is the end of BPTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.